Hello, heart seekers, nature lovers, my students, my clients. Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while since I made a video and a while since a newsletter went out. I've had lots happening in my life. There's a lot of change going on. And I wanted to share what's been going on, not just because of sharing personally, but for you to understand the ripple effects and what Pachamama is up to, because it's calling in the most exquisite new workshops and opening doors to levels of healing and opportunity. So yes, there's been a lot of change here. A few months ago, I've been humming and hawing now for a while. Should I, shouldn't I? I live in a big city. I want to be in nature. And politics in this country is not great, to put it politely. There were just all kinds of reasons until I decided I've got to just rip the plaster off and I'm just going to sell my house and leap. So, I thought putting my house on the market would take weeks or months, that I'd have time to absorb this huge change. I've lived there for 15 years. As you know from my other videos, my garden's a sanctuary of nature. It was very, very hard to leave it. So I thought I'll put it on the market and, it'll take a few weeks or months. I'll have time, Well, it was like Pachamama had been waiting for me to put it on the market. Like, finally, Karen's made a move, right? Well, within 15 minutes, my house sold. It was so amazing that I might actually make a manifestation video of what happens when you go with the flow with Pachamama. My goodness, it just all fell into place. Somebody was attracted to the house. Within 2 days, she was there. The offer was in. It was happening so fast, I emotionally couldn't keep up. It took a time, but there was just such an incredible flow. And suddenly I realized, oh my goodness, I'm going to need to find somewhere to live. Luckily, I put a clause into my offer to purchase so that I'd buy myself some time. I'd asked for 3 months. Thank goodness I did that, because everything flowed around my house. I can't tell you, the paperwork went through in half the time that it would normally take for someone with a bond. It happened fast. It was like Pachamama was like, we've been waiting, it's time to move, and we're going to show you where to go. I didn't know this at the time. I know I wanted to be in the south of Africa. Yes, and been researching and looking, should I go here, should I go there? And I thought I've just got to go and look. So I jumped in my car and drove down to the garden route, which is a very, very beautiful part of South Africa, if you don't know it. And it just didn't feel right. Things were just not falling into place. It just didn't feel right. It just was, I won't bore you with the details. Things just didn't work. And so out of desperation, I widened my search. And this place came up, which I've never been to. I mean, really, the story I'm telling you, it's the wildest thing when I listen to myself. Anyway, so off I went. 4-hour drive deeper into in the Cape, towards Cape Town. I'm not in Cape Town. I'm in the rural areas, driving along. And, there's the Langeberg Mountains. There are a lot of mountains in the Cape area. Driving next to them and thinking, oh, these mountains are so beautiful. Oh, for hours you drive next to them. And in the far distance, I could see 2 peaks. And I was fascinated by these 2 peaks. And I actually took my phone while I was driving and I took a quick picture because I wanted a pin. Because I thought one day I want to go and visit those places, those peaks, because it looks really beautiful. But I'll keep going to where I'm going. So I get to this little town that I don't know. And as I drive in, my heart just opens. And I look up and there are the 2 mountains. There are the 2 peaks that I'd been seeing for the last hour and a half while I was driving. It was just mind-blowing. They were just calling me. And I just felt so at home in this little place. I can't explain it. My heart recognized it. So long story short, I found a beautiful place to move to. And yes, and I moved down. I am now in the Western Cape. I live underneath the mountains. Those of you who are on social media with me have seen the photographs. I sit at my desk where I work. I look out of the window at both the mountains, and there's a beautiful nature reserve here. I'm not even an hour's drive from the sea. I mean, they are the most special places, and they're the most protected places. So it's raw nature, raw nature. The energy is beautiful. And at the time, I was like, oh my God, you're going to a place you've never known. Do you want to do this? And I'm like, Pachamama, are you sure? Like, please give me some signs. And I must tell you, just in the short time that I have, what started to happen. I started seeing huge eagles over the house that I was going to rent. On the way home, I saw about 16 rainbows. There was something else. Oh yes, the little voice told me to stop. I get out the car right next to the sea and I look out, and there are hundreds of dolphins, hundreds of them, as well as a dolphin and a whale and a baby. I cannot tell you, nature has been telling me, we want you here, please come, please come. And something started growing in me that I just can't wait to connect with these, with the spacha and ceremony, with with these mountains and the water that's here. And it has just started growing in me that I'm being called to teach certain things, and I will get towards that. So anyway, here I am. I am now in the Cape. I'm going to be working a lot more online. And as I find people who are also called by the heart, who want to know about the Andean medicine, so I will start doing workshops here in the Cape area, traveling around, and probably traveling around the world, later on. So, it's been so fascinating how there is something in me that feels, you all know I've done many water workshops, healing the waters within you, healing the waters of our planet, and I feel like more work needs to be done and getting to know the water here. I go for hikes here, and there'll be like 4 waterfalls in a walk, and every time I get there I just feel this pull, that the water's talking to me. Yeah, it's really fascinating. And the longer I'm here, the more I hear from people around me, these old, and the Keros that I've been online with, they've been telling me how this is very ancient sacred land. Ancient sacred land. And there have been stories about that at some point a lot of people would move to this area, and all the land would be sold, which is what's happening now, and there would be healing that would be required. And I think there's something ancient in the land that is calling me to do the work that I need to do from here. While I'm here, my next focus is about writing a book. I've been saying I'm going to do this for a long time, about my journey, about what Andean mountain medicine is about, how it can serve you, and the time has come. So there are lots of creative things starting to unfold, and also a lot of people asking me, what is Andean medicine? Obviously I'm in a new town, so people are very curious. Yes, and then they ask me what I do, and I very tenderly tell them, because I'm in an area that's, not necessarily very alternative. Well, so I think. So I've had a lot of them asking me, and also a lot of my students have been asking, because they've got family and friends that want to know more about Andean medicine. Hence, there's the YouTube channel, the Miskayani YouTube channel. There's all kinds of, blogs on my website, etc. But I have decided that I'm going to hold a live introductory evening, and talk about this. So if you have family and friends or anyone that's been interested, that's curious, that wants to know, please join me next Thursday, the week after, the 24th of November, 2022. I'm going to have an online event, so it doesn't matter where you are, if you live in the Cape or if you're overseas. I think it was 6:30 South African Standard Time or 7 o'clock. It was somewhere there. Sorry, it is on my website at miskayani.com. If you would like to join me, all the information will be there. Yes, please come. And you know, for beginners, for people who have known this path, I'm also going to be sharing photographs from Peru, from my travels there, talking about the sites, the power sites that are there. And then talking about Andean mountain medicine, what it's about and what it's done for me and my students, covering an introduction evening so that people can learn. Okay, so I hope you will join me in the new year, 2023. Can you believe it? 2023 is almost here. In January and February, I'll be doing a Pachamama workshop. Yes, for those people who want to begin the year program, but also, you don't have to do the whole year program. Maybe you just want to connect with the earth and learn and be supported by nature and find out what that's about. So there'll be a Pachamama workshop beginning in the new year. And then next year, we are going to work with water. Yes, I am very, very excited to announce that I want to really focus on water. Healing the waters of our land. Do you know that right now on the planet, they're saying that there's only 3% pure water left? 3 on the entire planet. Our water is in so much trouble. Only 1% of that is accessible by humans. How outrageous is that? So water is in trouble. And I've been doing dispatchers for water for a while. But now that I'm living in an area where there is so much water that we can use for ceremony and for work, I'm going to be doing more live workshops, working with springs, with rivers, with the ocean, with the collective waters. But most importantly, whether you can join me live or I do this online, we need to work on the waters within ourselves. The outer waters are not going to heal until we deal with our own hucha, our heaviness within ourselves. So please watch. If this interests you, the beginning of next year, I will begin healing our waters workshop again. I did a few years ago and then got sidetracked and did dispatchers for healing for water. But now we're going to be doing really solid programs of healing the waters within us and healing the collective waters. Yeah. And so please watch my website. If you are not on a newsletter or you want to be updated, kept in touch, please go to miskayani.com. Email me if you want to. Subscribe there. Subscribe to this YouTube channel so I keep you updated, and come and join me for an introductory evening, an earth workshop with Pachamama, or a water workshop. There's lots unfolding and a lot of deliciousness that I don't think even I am aware of yet. And I love this, right? I mean, I have learned to let go and let go control and surrender, especially to Pachamama. She always knows what's best, always. For me, for you, for the planet. And I listen to her guidance. So, I can see these things unfolding in front of me, but I'm not sure where they're taking me. Maybe they develop into something else. I don't know. But in the meantime, I hope you'll join me, and I hope to see you at an event. Take care. Bye for now.